Hello there and welcome to another YouTube video. So today is going to be a little bit of a day in the life, a little bit of reflection on the last couple of weeks, because it has been a very interesting last couple of weeks. Obviously I've done the two shows and yeah, it's been interesting. It's been interesting. So we'll start with the PCA first. So obviously went into that pretty confident about everything, about the look, about where we were with the improvements made to the physique. And in the end, it was one of them where I lost against not an amazing athlete, crazy. Well, he won the first timer overall the day before, and then took the overall in the naturals. So overall, I left feeling really positive after that show. And yeah, it was one of them. The look itself, I was super full, which was cool. It was cool to see like the improvements made to the physique. Like, let's just say it was a softer look. So it was kind of a little bit on the spilled side, and we knew there's still body weight to come off from there. So yeah, so overall felt really positive after that show. And then we went into the Two Bros show the following week. So that was an interesting one. I was feeling really good in the week leading up to it. Obviously I knew it was close to home, so it wasn't the stress of travel and all that stuff. So I felt chilled, I felt confident, I felt calm, and yeah, everything was going really well. So I can't really complain too much, to be honest. And then what I did notice a little bit is I did flatten off maybe the day before or the day of, but that wasn't a big deal because we knew we could kind of pull it back with feeding up on the day. So that was fine. Overall, yeah, the day went fine. The show did drag a little bit, but it wasn't anything major, so no major dramas there. We started pumping up. It was great. I feel like I was getting a pretty decent pump. And then there was like, yeah, it started to drag more and more, the classes. And I was like, okay, when are we gonna go on? Because I was waiting in a line for a good while, just trying to keep my pump. And I definitely did feel my pump start to go a little bit, and then the sensation in the muscles start to go. So that was one thing. We go on stage, and as you can see, well, watch the last video if you haven't, you can see everything that happened. Yeah, we go on stage, go through a couple of rounds, and then I get moved to the side. And like at that point, obviously you're still working hard, you're still trying to show the judges your physique. But yeah, I knew at that point it wasn't good and I was probably gonna get third. So they took us off and then brought us back on and then gave the placings, and I got third. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I did take that like really hard at the time. I didn't make any judgments on my physique straight away because I was like, realistically, I can't really see myself. But that was tough to take, man, especially when I wanted to be at least competitive and challenging for the class. And I believed I could have. That was tough. It was really tough. It was one of them where I kind of had to do some soul searching and kind of reflecting over the next few days, just to like think about things more objectively rather than just being emotional about it, because I was in the moment very emotional, and I was just questioning whether I'm good enough, whether I'm like washed, or just people are better than me. And then we saw from the shots, overall, I was actually a lot happier with the shots than I thought I would be. Definitely brought a tighter package to the Two Bros show than the previous week, so I was really happy about that. In fact, I was probably the leanest one in the class, which was pretty funny. So overall, I'm not too mad. Presented a nice structure, nice shape. But yeah, where I definitely did lose out was the fullness and that pop to the physique. And obviously through kind of like digging and pulling down that week, yeah, we didn't have the same pop. So obviously with Two Bros, definitely rewarding fullness a bit more. Like that was where, okay, we can definitely improve going into the next show. But it's not like, oh my God, you're so far away, like you lack so much muscle where you're gonna need a full off season. Like it's not that far away. And I've had the conversations with obviously AJ and a few other people within the sport that I like really respect. And yeah, they've been really nice and just reaffirmed the fact that, you know what, you're not too far away, and a few adjustments and improvements and you can be there. So I'm feeling much better now going into the next show. So in terms of the plan from here, we are gonna be digging a little bit more, because in order to be able to fill a little bit more and bring that pop and that fuller look, we need to be a little bit leaner to start off with, and then we can push the fullness a lot more and have that crazy pop and wow factor to the physique that I feel like I can have. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So we're digging pretty hard-ish over the next week or so. So what we're doing is 200 grams of carbs, 45 grams of fat and 200 grams of protein on the training day. So we've actually reduced carbs by about 100 grams. So I'm feeling it, Mr. Krabs. I'm feeling it. I'm definitely feeling a lot more hungry and a lot flatter in the gym, but it's what's required. So I'm happy to do it. We're gonna get into the video. We'll go through what I'm having, my meals, we'll get into some training, and we'll just sort of talk generally about like kind of mindset related stuff as well, which I feel like is pretty relevant. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Right then, so we've got meal one of the hashtag digging diet. However, we have got some carbs in this. Main reason being, for as long as I can, I want to have carbs like for my pre-workout meals, just so I feel fed and I get a decent pump pre-workout. So we have got 160 grams of Besa, literally no seasoning at all, because I'm so hardcore. We've got 1 slice of sourdough with 16 grams of almond butter and 180 grams of pineapple. So a decent sized meal, to be fair, for the first one. I don't over volumize my meals. A lot of people do, like do a crazy amount of veg with all the meals. For me, I want to keep my midsection small, even if it means me getting a little bit more hungry. So be it. It is what it is, because I want to keep the waist nice and small. So that is meal one. We'll get into it and then we'll go for a little hashtag digestion walk. Right then, so we are on our little hashtag digestion walk. One thing I want to speak about is your mindset when competing and your attitude with regards to placings. Because for me, I don't know about you, but like I am a competitive athlete. Like I want to win every single show. I do, and honestly that'll never change. But one of the biggest learnings from the last couple of weeks is, and I knew this anyway, but it's further reinforced, that is, your placing is, yes, determined by the way you look, but also determined by who else shows up on the day. So there can be some really, really amazing athletes that show up and you don't win. It doesn't make you a terrible athlete. Also by a judge's subjective opinion, which obviously, like, not everyone is going to have the same opinion, and that's absolutely fine. I think I've been in the trap of letting, especially the Two Bros placing, like impact my kind of thought process of where I am as an athlete, and like me thinking I'm terrible. Like that's genuinely, like, I remember I came off the class after I got moved out, I sat down and I literally just said to myself, like, I suck at this, bro. And like, I'd like to think that's actually not the case. Like I was really happy with the look upon further reflection, and we've obviously still got improvements to make. But yeah, it's one of them where, like, try not to get too bummed out by a placing which isn't completely in your control. And yeah, just take it as a lesson. Take it as being part of the journey. And on the other hand, like, if you win as well, let's say if I won the class, realistically that shouldn't lead to me thinking I'm this unbeatable, untouchable athlete, because ultimately on any given day, like, I can win a show, I can lose a show, and yeah, it is what it is. So I'm definitely feeling a lot more positive going into the pro qual. Realistically, like, I've had to kind of drop my ego completely with regards to placing. For me, going into it and thinking about, oh, I'm gonna win a pro card, like, I'm not really having that mindset now. If it happens, great, that's gonna be unbelievable and I'll be really happy. But now it's just gonna be bringing that improved look, bringing that improved fullness with the condition, and then we'll just see what happens from there. But yeah, I'm just going to finish off the rest of these 5k steps and we'll maybe see you for some work. Hello man, hope all is well with you and you're having a fantastic week so far. So thanks a lot for sending the videos over, it is much appreciated. So let's get right into the feedback. So there we've had a check-in. We've had a few posing check-ins this morning. Yeah man, obviously we've talked a lot about the athlete side of things, but yeah, I'm still going about my business every single day with the posing check-ins, with the posing sessions, building the business. Just advertised a seminar in Leeds. So if you're competing this year and you want to level up your posing and you're in the UK, that is the last one we're going to be doing this year. But yeah, it's been cool to see once again the level of athletes that are coming to me and some really, really cool results. We've had a couple of guys in the US, Brady and Seth, win their IFBB Pro card recently, which is very, very cool. And yeah, definitely more like IFBB level athletes, which are kind of signing up for posing now, which is cool. Lee just won the overall at the Two Bros and is going for the Pro card at the Pro Qualifier. So it's cool to see, man. It's cool to see, and it just makes me feel so much better. Like, the movement we're building and the people we're impacting, and yeah, it just makes me feel a lot better about things, that it's more than just about me as an athlete. It's about all the other boys, all my clients, all their clients, and even the people at the show kind of have nice things to say about me and the posing coaching. Because honestly, at that Two Bro show, it was cool because quite a lot of the men's physique athletes, they just randomly came up to me and saying, "Yo, you're that posing coach," and I was like, "Yep, that's me." Yeah, they were just really nice about the impact I'm having on the industry, and they're saying my content's helped them with the posing, which is really, really cool. And that's definitely what I envisaged and the vision behind Kaizen. We're just going to continue. We're going to continue to grow and see where we can take it. But anyways, now we're just going to get into a couple more check-ins, and then we'll probably see you for meal 2. Right then, so we're now on to meal 2, aka the pre-workout meal. I was having rice pudding in the pre-workout meal, but just because my carbs have gotten a fair bit lower now, we have gone to oats. What was happening is I was getting a little bit of stomach, not bloating, but it just was sitting a little bit heavier when my carbs were higher, but now it's lower, it digests absolutely fine. And for me, it just helps with, during the workout, kind of sustain the energy and sustain the pump rather than getting a great pump and then crashing because of low blood sugar. So we've got some oats. So we've got 80 grams of oats, 45 grams of whey isolate, 20 grams of dark chocolate, and 100 grams of blueberries with some cinnamon on top. So we're gonna have this, we're gonna watch some Haikyuu. I'm currently watching that at the minute. I'm on my sports anime ting during this prep. So probably the next clip will be in the gym. I'll be training push, but I probably won't be speaking that much just because I wanna lock in. So we'll see you there. Right then, so that is the push session wrapped up. Bro, that was such a good session. Surprising really, because I'm on 200 grams of carbs. Normally when I am on this low food, it's like the sessions are all right, but you have slightly less of a pump. But like from the first exercise, I could just feel like everything firing, which is what you want really. So yeah, unbelievable session, great pump. And I think it just goes to show like a lot of it is mental really on prep with regards to training. Like if you go into it telling yourself you're flat, telling yourself you're tired, telling yourself you're gonna be weak, often that is the case. But I felt great. I felt great going into the session and it was a wicked, wicked session, so I can't complain. One big factor, however, for me is the temperature. What I find is like my physique changes so much depending on whether it's hot or cold. So when it's hot, like I just get that bursting fullness, which also makes me look tighter. And like, for me, I'm just like praying I can bring that on stage. So I always pray for like a really hot day for when I'm competing, because when I had the last show, it was a bit cooler. Backstage, it did get pretty cold. So it's just me chucking in excuses here. But what we have noticed is my physique does change quite drastically depending on temperature. So yeah, it's just a case of how do we capture that for the stage really. But yeah, we're back home now and I've currently got some whitefish in the air fryer, just waiting for that to cook. And then we'll have meal 3. Right then, now we have got meal 3. So we've got 60 grams of white rice with 165 grams of besa, and then we have 100 grams of pineapple. So nothing crazy. And honestly, that's the way I like it. I like my meals bland on prep. It might sound counterproductive, but if you want to have as little food focus as possible, like stop having all the 0 calorie stuff, the sweeteners, the sauces, like that's just going to make you more food focused and just thinking about food all the time. If you make them bland and you're just like, I'm using all my food is fuel, genuinely you will not think about it and the whole prep will be a lot easier. So a little tip there. Right, and we are back. So I've spent the last 2 or 3 hours literally, yeah, just doing some business related stuff really. Had a business call, had a couple of posing check-ins, and essentially just like mapping out the next month or 2 for Kaizen and the business and how everything is gonna go. It's interesting, obviously going from Kesthetics to Kaizen, it's been wicked, but it does introduce more challenges and more things I have to think about as a business owner now. So I do have to think more about, rather than just now, the future and how the business is gonna actually operate 3 months, 6 months, 1 year down the line. So it's definitely been a challenge for sure, and obviously doing all this during prep, it's interesting, but it's really cool, and I wouldn't change it for the world. We are now on the final meal of the day, so this is the 0 carb meal, so literally just some salad, some rocket and baby leaf, and then some white fish, and a couple of squares of dark chocolate, and that's it. So literally the blandest meal of the day, but we move. So I'm gonna get this down. Probably watch the France-Morocco game after this. By the time this video is released, you'll know what the result is. I am going for Mystic Meg here. 3-2 France win. And I think they're gonna win the whole tournament as well. Anyways, that's pretty much it. The next video most likely is gonna be the pro qualifier.